So today, I wanted to talk about something real quick that I've been doing some research on that I think is something I should feel like I really needed to bring up to you guys, and I wanted to know what your guys' thoughts on this were. I know I haven't been producing a lot of content. I want to keep bringing up stuff, and I want to bring up different topics that haven't been talked about. I feel like a lot of the things kind of get redundant after a while, and that's not really beneficial to growth and to continue to keep learning. We need to constantly be bringing up new things and different points of view. And so that's why I don't produce content every single week, because I don't have all that stuff to say. I mean, I only want to bring up things that are different. I want to bring up things that haven't been talked about. So I wanted to talk today about the satanic connection that women have. I'm going to take, first of all, I want to talk about the Adam and Eve story as an example. It was woman that was tempted by a serpent, a snake, in the Garden of Eden. And it was the woman who first disobeyed. And she went and she listened to the snake and had sex with the snake. It's interesting because you look at all women today and there's this weird snake connection that these women have. I've met a lot of women before in my past that have like pet snakes, and they're all into snakes, and they let these snakes wrap around them and sleep in bed with them and all this stuff. And I mean, that's a snake. I mean, that's a serpent. And these women have this very strange connection with snakes. Have you ever seen in the movies, these women that just go on Google and type in women and snakes, and you'll see thousands of pictures of women and snakes. This constant snake connection of the serpent, the symbology is everywhere. Because women are inherently satanic. Now, I say they are satanic because all of the evidence, their behavior, their manipulation, how they've behaved in the past, all of these things are inherently satanic in nature. Let me give you an example. Let's look at their behavior and how they use their manipulative tactics against men. First of all, they're liars. They lie about everything. They lie about their appearance. They lie to other men to say that they don't have, they're in a relationship with another man when they start talking to one, and then you find out, oh, well, they're in a relationship or they're seeing some guy. There's always some guy on the side, right? So they lie about that. They lie the fact that they have a bunch of kids when they're talking to other guys or whatever. They are inherently manipulative. They manipulate everything. They manipulate their appearance. They manipulate other men. They manipulate their friends. They manipulate on social media. They manipulate their image. They manipulate with makeup. That's why women like social media so much, because it's so easy to manipulate appearances with social media. All you have to do is take a photo of themselves from the waist up, and you don't get to see their full self. It's a complete lie. And they are emotionally manipulative. They use emotional blackmail. They emotionally blackmail men with their own children. They abort their children. That's murder, as far as I'm concerned. That's murder. And they openly do it without a whim and a concern, and they do it like it's no big deal. They have kids, like they buy purses. They have to constantly have attention all of the time, from other guys, from social media, from all of these groups and these affiliations that they have to be a part of, like feminism and women's rights and all this crap. They hate men. They hate their power. They hate their strength. They hate who they are. They hate the fact that men have integrity and honest and honor and respect. That's why you see these women, they always get into fights and they try to instigate fights constantly. Because they never think that they'll ever that they're not going to get any kind of severe repercussions, because the society deems it like it's no big, like that's something bad to do. Well, it makes me wonder, well, why is that? How is it that it's okay for you to start a fight and then you don't get any kind of repercussions from it? They always instigate the fights. That's why women are the biggest instigators in divorce. They're the biggest instigators in physical altercations amongst relationships. It's this constant theme of this constant altercation, this fighting, and this manipulation. They lie about everything. They're sociopathic liars. And eventually I started to kind of connect the dots with something. And I realized, I think, these women, they're not who they say they are. And I think we all know that. But they are inherently satanic. And in many cases, I think that these women are demonic. These women are demons. Because they suck the energy out of men. They suck the energy out of you. Your finances. They take your take your children away from you. They emotionally blackmail you. They blame you for everything. And in many cases, the violence that a lot of these men instigate amongst other men are from women. It's the women. They're the ones that have been causing the problems all of this time. Because guys go off to war to fight for women. They, the guys that are in run-down ghetto communities, all the women claim that they have some bad boy that's going to come chase after the guy that didn't do what they wanted him to do, and then the guy is ignorant under her wing to go out and beat this guy up without even realizing that she has been manipulating the whole situation all along. The women care about nothing but money and attention. They prostitute themselves. All they care about is the luxuries and materialistic things. They never talk about honor and respect and introversion and self-reflection. Those things are not in their dictionary. I think women are demons. I'm going to come right out and say it. I think women are demons. Because all of their all this manipulation, this lies, this abortion, this is just, if you wanted to describe a demon, I would say that would be a woman. Just think about it. They lie about everything. They manipulate their image. They instigate fighting. They instigate men to fight with other men. They lie about their personal appearance. They abort their children. Those qualities are demonic as far as I'm concerned. So I want to ask you, do you think that women are satanic? I think they are. I think that these women are demonic. I think they're satanic. And their behavior shows it to the T, as far as I'm concerned. Don't ever let yourself be manipulated by thinking that they're special little snowflakes. They are so far from it, it makes my head spin. I think there has been an inherent satanic connection with women since the beginning of time. I think that's what the whole point of the Adam and Eve story was about, is that these women were tempted by the serpent, this snake, and then you see these women around with snakes, and they lie, and they manipulate, and they steal, and they cheat, and they fight war. And most of the cases that are the violence that men instigate amongst each other from women. I'm not a religious person, but I do study about it because because it's led me down this path, and I can't ignore the truth when I see it. I can't remember what this Bible verse said, but it said basically that the earth will be all of the sorrow on earth will be caused from women because they disobeyed from the beginning, and they have this inherent satanic connection with the serpent. So I wanted to know what your guys' thoughts on that were. Just look around you. Look at the women in your life, if you have any. I don't suggest you really have any other than your parents and your family. All the other women are narcissistic, sociopathic, lying, manipulating, child murdering, aborting demons, as far as I'm concerned.